Hello everyone, welcome to Sidemi. This is Linux class 2. In this class, we are going to talk about the advantages of this Linux. Understood? As I said in my previous class, Linux means I am referring to any flavor of Linux. Could be Red Hat Linux, could be CentOS, could be Ubuntu. Okay, so here we are going to discuss the advantages of this Linux operating system. Okay. Now see here I have listed few important advantages, 4 important advantages. Now before that, tell me one thing guys, you know that Windows OS is easy to operate, but Linux OS is not easy to operate. Windows is user friendly, Linux is not user friendly. Windows is graphical view, anyone can understand easily, but Linux is a command line, everyone cannot understand easily. Correct or not? So if you give Windows laptop to anyone, even a child, kid can operate Windows laptop, but if you give Linux, everyone cannot operate. Now, since everyone knows that Windows is user friendly, but still most of the people they are using Linux. They know that Linux is not user friendly. Okay. So question is, why are they using Linux? In this world, compared to Windows users, Linux users are more. Okay. So what could be the reason? Why are they using Linux? That means we are getting so many advantages in Linux, which may or may not be there in Windows. Correct or not? Probably that could be the reason. Okay. So we are going to discuss all those advantages in this class now, which are not at all there in Windows machine. Okay. So let's see one by one. The first one is open source. Linux OS is free, absolutely free. See here, for example, you have a company. In your company you have 1000 machines. Okay. If you choose Windows OS, you need to buy license for all 1000 machines. But if you choose Linux, you need not to buy. Okay, because Linux OS is absolutely free. Correct or not? So that's the first reason why people are using Linux, because it's absolutely free. You need not to pay money. That is the first reason. Second reason is security. Okay. See guys, we need security in terms of two things. One is hacker. Another one is virus. So we need to provide security in terms of these two things. Now, so you might have heard, right? Hackers cannot hack Linux machine. Now why they can't hack Linux machines? See here, hacker, right? What generally they do? See, they try to do some harm to our machines. Correct or not? They try to penetrate into our machines through some ports and all. They try to steal some data. They try to do some harm. Okay. So we have to accept that they have good knowledge, but they are using that knowledge for bad purposes. Correct or not? Now, generally hackers, they same as I said, they will try to enter into our machine. They will try to steal some data. Now, hacker attacks are more to Windows, but hacker attacks are very, very less to Linux. Why we are going to discuss now. Suppose you want to learn Windows, for you it is very, very easy, correct? So hacker means he is having, definitely he will have more knowledge. So for him it could be little bit difficult. Windows, for you it is very easy. For hacker it could be little bit difficult because he should have more knowledge. Okay, coming to Linux, to learn Linux for you it is difficult. That means for hacker it is much more difficult. Suppose you need to remember 100 commands, he needs to remember 1000 commands. So Linux for you it is difficult. That means hacker also it would be more difficult. So that is the reason compared to Windows, hacker attacks to Linux are less. Here I am not saying that there won't be any hacker attacks. Yeah, hacker attacks will be there, but compared to Windows it is less because for them it is very, very difficult to learn Linux, difficult to hack Linux machines. Understood? So that is the first thing. That's why hacker attacks are very, very less. Okay, right, in companies we pay a lot of money, to protect from hacker attacks. So if you use Windows, you have to spend a lot of money. If you use Linux, you need not to waste your money. Again, here also, that's a one more reason that we are using Linux. So second one is virus. Okay, so you might have heard virus, can't attack Linux machines, but you know that virus attacks will be there for Windows. Now why it is so? Virus doesn't know, right? This is Linux, I should not attack. This is Windows, I need to attack. No, right? So what actually happens here? See, First of all, you should know how we get virus. We means machines. Okay, so how machines affects with the virus. Now suppose how you get virus first, how your machine will get virus. We download something from internet, that software. So if at all virus is there in that software, then we install. When you install, that virus will spread into our machine, will spread to each and every nook and corner of our machine. Okay, so if it is Windows. Now if you want to remove that virus, either you need to reinstall your OS completely, or you need to run some antiviruses. So reinstalling OS completely, that's not a good practice, because every now and then you can't do it. Okay, if your servers are production servers, you can't reinstall OS again and again. That's not at all a good practice. Now you can use some antiviruses, but we can't give any assurance that antiviruses will remove your virus completely. We can't say. Understood? So that is a problem in Windows, because again, when you install that software, the virus will spread to each and every file and folder in your machine. Okay, so that's a big problem in Windows. But coming to Linux, in Linux also same thing, as we download something. In Linux we call package, in Windows we call software, in Linux we call package. In Linux we download something from internet, and here also we install the same thing, no difference at all. Here also we get virus in Linux machine also, but Linux OS structure is little bit different. Operating system structure is little bit different. Okay, so when you install the package in your Linux machine, if at all virus is there in that package, the virus will be confined to that particular file or folder. That virus will not go out of that file or folder. That is how the operating system they designed. Okay, that virus cannot go out of that particular file or folder. So whenever you go inside that particular file or folder, you may find some latency issues, hanging kind of things. So what you can do, simply you can remove that particular file or folder. That's it. Your machine will be virus free. Correct? So that is how your machine is virus free. Got it? So again, in security we have two advantages. One is hacker. Compared to Windows, hacker attacks are very less to Linux. Same virus. Here also virus attacks will be there, but that virus will not affect your Linux machine. Understood? That's the second reason why people are going with Linux. Understood? Now coming to third one, less resources. Okay, need less resources. Let me give one simple example, guys. You know, right, MP3 and MP4, differences between MP3. Okay, for example, I have a song. Okay, in a two formats here. I have a song in two formats. One is MP3 and one is MP4. Okay. Now just assume MP3 song, the size is, for example, in KBs. MP4 size would be in MBs. Correct or not? Now why? Song is same. Okay. Why MP3 format is in KBs? Why MP4 format is in MBs? Tell me, guys. What could be the reason? Because see here, in MP3 we get only audio. Correct or not? But in MP4 we get audio plus video. Audio plus video. Understood? So that video graphical thing consumes more resources. Understood? That's why MP4 format will consume more resources. Understood? So here this MP3 you can refer to Linux. This MP4 you can refer to Windows. Okay, see here. Now why? Because see here, in Windows we have command line plus graphical, both are there, but in Linux we have only command line. You might be having doubts, in Linux also we can install graphical. Yes, we can install, but in companies no one uses graphical thing. We use only command line. So only command line, that's why it consumes less resources. But in Windows we have command line and graphical, both are there. People are using graphical part, that's why Windows consumes more resources. Okay, let me give one simple comparison. See here, 1 GB RAM in Linux, 1 GB of RAM in Linux is equivalent to 50 GB of RAM. Okay, in Windows. Okay, both run at the same speed. In fact, Linux runs faster than Windows. Understood? So Linux consumes less resources. Okay. So now tell me guys, if you in your company, if you have machines, you go with Linux only, because if you choose Windows, you need to pay more resources you need, means you need to pay more. But in Linux, we need to consume, we need to pay for less resources. Got it? So that means here also we are not at all wasting our money. Okay. So this is a third reason why people are going with Linux. Now coming to the fourth one, multi-user and multitask. So for that, first you should understand single user and single task, then single user and multitask, then multi-user and multitask. Now let me explain clearly what is single user and single task. See here, single user, single task, single user, single task. Earlier in Windows, we used to have MS-DOS, correct? So in that MS-DOS, disk operating system, there were only command line features. There were no graphical features, only command line, correct? So that's a best example that I can give you for single user and single task. One user, okay, one user can sit in front of computer. He can able to perform only one task at a time. One user, one task. Here example is MS-DOS. MS-DOS. Now, second one is single user multitask. Single user multitask. That means, example is again Windows. You can think of 7 or 8 or 10. Okay, Windows 7 or 8 or 10. Now, see here, this is my laptop having Windows 10 operating system. Only one person can sit, that's what, single user. Okay, I can do multiple tasks at a time. Okay, for example, here I am typing something, at the same time I can listen to YouTube songs as well. Something I am typing in Notepad, at the same time I am listening to YouTube songs. That means multitask, I am doing two tasks simultaneously, correct? So single user multitask. Now third one is multi-user multitask. Multi-user multitask. Okay, so here best example is Unix or Linux or its flavors. Okay, let's take Linux and its flavors. Now this multi-user and multitask means, see here, I have so many monitors. I connect only all these monitors to one CPU. Computer in the sense, actual computer is CPU, right? So I keep only one CPU box. I attach multiple monitors. That means here how many machines are there? Only one machine, correct or not? So I'll connect multiple monitors. Each monitor I'll provide to each user. Okay, and I create so many user accounts. Okay, so here each user can work by using one monitor. We connect multiple monitors to one CPU. We have only one computer here. CPU is our computer, right? Each monitor we provide to each user. So here multiple users are there. They are doing simultaneously multiple tasks. But here we are providing only one computer. What we do, we create user accounts. Okay, so they log into the same machine by using their user credentials. Understood? So that is how we can do it. You might be having notes. The same thing we can do in Windows also. Yes, in Windows also we can do it, but in Windows there is a limit to the user accounts. Okay, you can't create many user accounts. Okay, there is a limit, but in Linux there is no limit. That means any number of users can access our machine, Linux machine. Suppose if you have a company, if you have 1000 employees, you need not to buy 1000 machines. You buy few high configuration machines and you create user accounts and you provide each monitor to each user. So backend CPU will be same, right? So that is so. That means here also we are not at all wasting our money. Understood? So these four advantages are there in Linux which are not at all there in Windows, and these are very, very important for us. So that is the reason companies are mostly using Linux. Mostly in companies, each and every server, okay, we are for each and every server we are taking Linux operating system only, mostly. Understood? So these are the advantages of Linux. That is the reason mostly people are using Linux operating system. Understood? I hope you like this video. In our next class, we are going to talk about the structure of Linux operating system and the file system hierarchy, the folder structure hierarchy. Okay. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, stay tuned and keep on.